Hey, are you an entrepreneur who's doing lots of things but not sure how to narrow down your personal brand? Well, my buddy Matt Bodnar,
What's up?
he's got real estate. He advises people on M&A to buy and sell other companies. He's a connoisseur here in Nashville. He's got lots of things, and he's going to tell you what the solution is if you're an entrepreneur doing lots of things.
Yeah, Dennis, you actually taught me this many years ago when you came to Nashville and we hung out. You stayed at my house for a couple of days.
It was awesome.
And you taught me this concept of the brand wheel. Is that
The topic wheel.
Topic wheel.
We will edit that.
The topic wheel, don't forget that. And the idea is basically you sit at the center, and then the topics of interest or things you care about or work on, whether it's different companies you've invested in, passions, right? Whether it's things I like to play poker, so maybe poker playing is one of those things.
Yeah.
Video games, buying companies, real estate investing, all these different things sit around the nexus of you, or me in that case, and that's my topic wheel. And it's something that Dennis came up with probably a long time ago.
Long time ago,
But
as an engineer.
It's a great way to organize and understand your brand and the different components of it so that they can each live in their own little discrete buckets.
And when you Google Matt Bodnar, B-O-D-N-A-R, you see a full-blown knowledge panel pop up, which are all these colored little boxes. If you Google me, you'll see a knowledge panel. And if you organize your topic wheel properly, then Google can see what you do. And here's the key with SEO. You actually have proof that you do the thing that you say you do in the city that you do. So if I say that I'm a Nashville real estate investor, I need to be able to show proof that I've done transactions, that I'm in different parts of Nashville, that I know what's going on in the market, instead of just ChatGPT writing all these articles about stuff. So the key with SEO is not these technical tricks and the latest updates and whatever it is. It's showing Google beyond a doubt that you authentically do the thing that you do. And you know the easiest way to do that? You co-create content with other people.
There you go.
So part of the reason I want to co-create content with Matt here is that I have my topic wheel and all the things that I'm associated with and the topics I'm an expert in and the companies I'm associated with, and I see Matt's piece and I see where those intersections are. So if you have a podcast, think about what those intersections are between you and your guest, because you're able to leverage their authority. So you're not a parasite where you're sucking juice out of someone else's authority, but it's actually helping both of you.
Yeah, it's mutually beneficial.
So I've been very lucky to be involved in the buying and selling of other companies, like in the digital agency space. We're at this conference here that's about that. And I know Matt for other reasons too, but because he's done so much M&A, I want to be associated with Matt. So let me ask you, what do you think? If Google knows that I'm well known around digital marketing and this kind of stuff, and Matt Bodnar is known about buying and selling other companies, if I'm co-created content with him, and both he and I are reputable as far as Google can tell, because we have the knowledge panels and all that, how is that going to help my SEO? I'm actually doing SEO right now.
That's pretty awesome.
Isn't that killer? Yeah. So I want you guys to see this is what it's about. In the world of AI, where it can just generate all kinds of nonsense very quickly, and now there's like deep fake videos and all, like it's just good at generating what's called synthetic content. When the whole world is astroturfed, how do you win? You create content that is real, based on real experiences. The AI can generate stuff, but the AI is not having lunch with us here at the West in Nashville.
That's right.
At least not yet. Not Elon's, bot.
There's no robots here that we can tell.
It's Westworld. I mean, if you can't tell, how do you, anyway. But you see how we're making these little videos? Now this video can be chopped up into 3 or 4 little 1-minute videos, which are all based on topics.
Yep.
Our team's gonna take these different videos and turn them into little social media posts. And then how much are we going to boost those posts?
$1 a day.
$1 a day.
Boom.
Why are we boosting it for $1 a day?
It's been a while since I took the curriculum, but to expand our reach, right? If you gotta invest dollars in the content,
Yeah.
You can't just create it and put it out there and hope that people see it.
So that's the first order effect. Then that it grows your brand, grows your reach. $1 a day allows you to target people that are by job title, by where they work. Like yesterday was the Super Bowl, so Allegiant Airlines, the pilots at Allegiant are a client of mine, so we're targeting Allegiant because they're not being paid enough, so we targeted the executives and Super Bowl and all that kind of stuff. And that's the first order. That's what people think about when they hear about $1 a day. But here's something that almost nobody knows. When you run $1 a day ads against an exact target and you get really high engagement because it's really relevant, and maybe they come to your website or they go to your Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever, you can run $1 a day on any of these.
Yep.
When there's high engagement, Google can see it And that is one of the key, probably the most important ranking factor. Most important, more important than backlinks, more important than the quality of the content that you have, more important than all of these things. And this only came out 2 months ago with the DOJ controversy. Remember when Apple and Google had their lawsuit?
Yeah.
And Google had to, as part of the court thing, like the judge required them to disclose how their algorithm works. So for the first time in history, it's been validated that if you use $1 a day and you drive real engagement, not bot engagement, not fake social media followers from Pakistan, real engagement, because you have created real, authoritative, actually what Google calls helpful content, that will help you rank on whatever keyword you want, even if you have no links, even if you are a nobody, because you're associated with someone who is an expert, you're linked to their expertise, you can rank on those terms that you have no experience in. Isn't that killer?
That's next level SEO.
And I ran this by 3 of my friends who are engineers at Google. One of them's in charge of search quality. I had to sign these NDAs. I spent 3 days with these guys in Australia recently. And they validated that what I'm saying is true. So I'm a search engine engineer. And these other search engine engineers basically said, yes, Dennis's $1 a day technique, where you've decided based on the topic wheel what you are known for, and you associate with other people who actually are credible in that area, and you or they have experience, and you push that across Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever, YouTube, which is part of Google, and then Google can see that there's real engagement, people stay and watch the videos, they actually click on your stuff, they stay on the website, that's why I have Google Analytics installed, because they can see that, right?
Yep.
That will help you rank, even if you have no links, even if the SEO tools say you have a DR0 or whatever. I've proven this to work in the last couple of years.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, Dennis, I want to turn the tables and ask you a question or two, since we're at this conference about mergers and acquisitions in the agency space.
Yeah.
As an agency owner, as a guy who's done a number of deals, what's the biggest takeaway you've had so far?
That M&A is the solution to everything. So
it's an incredible resource.
Because you could, like me as a smaller minded person from years ago, I would think, you know what, the problem is I've got to hire a PPC person, or I have to get more cash, or I have to whatever I have to do. I used to think I need to hire someone to do it, or I need to get that skill myself, and now I can just acquire it. Now I can just acquire whatever it is, whatever I need, I can just acquire it, or partner with someone else who has the thing. Think about all these things that would take you 10 years to do. You can get that deal done in a few months because you can just partner with somebody. And then it's seller-driven financing. You don't even have to have the money because someone else has the money.
Exactly. I love the stat that they shared that McKinsey did a 10-year study, the single most predictable growth strategy across a 10-year window, programmatic mergers and acquisitions.
Yeah.
Super powerful. And agencies are an incredible space to do it because it's such a diversified industry with tons of fragmented small companies that are ripe for acquisition. So,
especially in the local space.
Absolutely.
So you see the roll-ups that are occurring in home services, in Cairo.
Dentists, dental's extremely acquisitive.
And this is something almost nobody knows. Well, Matt would know. But when you are operating single-digit EBITDA, 1 million, 2 million, and then you roll up into someone else, now you're looking at 8 to 12.
Yeah, huge multiple expansion.
It's the whole Warren Buffett thing. Like Warren Buffett will buy a company, and just because, without any improvements, without any sort of synergies, just by buying that company, he's tripled the value.
Yeah.
Because it's part of a larger entity.
Exactly.
It almost seems like cheating.
It really is. It's crazy. That's why I've dedicated my whole life to M&A.
And I sold one of my, I didn't sell a company, you actually sell the assets. But I sold the assets on free ebooks. And that, instead of being single-digit millions at a 3 to 4 EBITDA, is now up at 10 to 12 because it's part of a larger holding company of all these other info products. And I don't know if I can mention this transaction because it hasn't cleared yet, but the holding company, the private equity company that I am advising, bought one of the largest info product guys. I think you know who it is. And now we're at $200 million a year.
That's incredible.
In revenue. Because of a few of these guys, and because we have a centralized database, we can cross-market to all the other people that are teaching how to build a brand, or how to overcome fear, or how to do Facebook ads, or how to, all of these guys, because typically you would do these JVs, these companies would do JVs, but by actually buying them out, with us having the list, these guys who are just tired of running the thing that they have
Yeah.
as a program. Now there's a centralized team that's operating that, and so we're able to squeeze all the synergies out of it.
Super smart.
Same thing with my buddy Roger Wakefield in plumbing. So he's what we call a lighthouse. He's the figurehead in plumbing. All the plumbers know who he is. So he's able to attract all the other plumbers. Like you get to a certain point, you know, you're older and you want to sell your company, right?
Yep.
And now these people have an exit. Or the
You're
friend I'm
helping,
having.
you're helping business owners
Yeah.
and you're creating a ton of value for the company that's doing the acquisition.
Another one that we're working on right now is a roll up in retirement advisors. So, you know, these guys that I think it's hilarious that these retirement advisors, you know, they're up into the 60s and 70s because they're
Yeah.
old, and then we give them what's called a glide path. So we buy them out at a well-known industry multiple, right? And that way we're able to cross-sell all these other products because they do a horrible job in marketing. We can bring all that kind of stuff together.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we learned from this guy here, Mr. Peter, who just spoke on all the ins and outs on how do you buy and sell companies.
Fantastic.
How do you do due diligence? How do you
let's get
do
back
all
in the
these?
frame.
How do you do all these different things?
I love the standard deal. That was probably one of my favorite takeaways. This is, look who it is. It's Felix.
Yeah, when we talk about
Amazing.
a standard deal, we're talking about making it so you can do 3 deals a year. Like there's no one deal, there's no buying a single business. It's always about buying multiple businesses.
Yeah.
And people go, how do I go from 0 to 3? 5. You have to do 5 deals not to suck. So hopefully, we both
I learned
go
so
for
much
many.
from you, Peter. Yeah, and especially yesterday where you were talking about how it goes both ways, where a lot of people are afraid of selling because they have to reveal that they ran out of cash one time, or you know, some ugly things in their books that they didn't want to show. But
When you spend the blood, sweat, and years to build something, it feels like your baby.
yeah,
And
Yep.
as a buyer, you are becoming vulnerable with a seller. It's not just the seller who's vulnerable. You're trying to create something better together, especially when you're smaller.
Yeah.
So as long as you can have a very frank and candid conversation with people, you will always figure out how to get it done. If it's adversarial, confrontational offer, it doesn't.
something you
Totally
touched
agree.
on just half an hour ago, which I thought everyone here should hear if they weren't here in Nashville. You said it was more about the relationships than it was about, well, this is my number and this is exact, or send me the terms and that's it. Can you explain that just a little bit more?
I'll use it in the context of COVID.
Yeah.
When companies did deals in January and COVID hit, you had really finite deal structures and people defaulting on obligations, whether it be underperformance of an earnout or underperformance on a payment. And if the relationship isn't there, if it's confrontational, you screwed me, you hurt me, you didn't do what you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
But if you have a good relationship with people and you call them up and you create enough flexibility within agreements, why not make it so we can figure out if the company underperforms, how we're going to solve that together versus I'm in breach. How is it when you're uncomfortable and you're getting counsel telling you all the ways I'm trying to screw you in the deal, hurt your company,
Yeah.
all the ways I'm going to make me the winner and you the loser? Why don't
Yeah.
you call me? Like
Yeah.
the business
Yep.
side is how deals get done.
Yeah.
So the
Totally agree.
relationship and investing in that relationship
Yeah.
before you make an offer
Yeah.
is very important because when someone gets an offer, the game changes.
Yeah.
And it's better to have that rapport built.
Yeah. I can just ask one more question because you're here, and I want everyone to benefit from this because I'm going to put it out there in social media, and then I'm going to be able to get all the credit for the knowledge that you have. So you mentioned that, or I thought it was eye-opening that you said that you're there to try to help the seller get the terms that they want. Like, what can I do to help you get the money you want and guarantee that, and not have it contingent upon an earnout that I can't hit, or all the like lawyers that are there trying to like say no and being pessimistic. Talk more about how your strategy of like being on their side and assuming that there's this positive deal and ways to be flexible instead of like, here's a number and we're going to negotiate. What was it you said? Like be friendly or instead of negotiate, or
Yeah, it's collaborate.
collaborate,
Yeah.
not negotiate. Yeah, talk
Yeah.
about that for a sec.
So my job is to give a seller whatever it is they want in a way that I can quantify a multiple of return.
Yeah,
And so you have to first be honest about what you want. And then I have to be honest whether or not I think I can generate a multiple of return.
yeah,
If that's not the foundation, it's really hard to collaborate. And then when you sit down and walk through deal structures, so many people go, well, I'm about to send this LOI for a business. I'm like, did you talk the terms over a phone call in person? No. So you're sending an agreement over there.
Oh, my lawyers
that's
are handling
insane.
all
My
that.
lawyers are gonna
Yeah,
handle
yeah.
it.
That's crazy.
And the first time they get,
It's like an arranged marriage.
it feels
Yeah.
a lot like it, right? You're just, disappointment's coming.
Yep.
Right? And so when you ask yourself, what would you like to experience? You would like to walk through your business or have them walk through the business with you. and say, this is how we think we're going to be successful together.
Yeah.
And here's a structure.
Yeah.
If we collaborate on,
Yeah.
we'll get to.
Do you have to wear a navy blazer and a light blue shirt to be
Yes.
an M&A?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm
We
the only one that doesn't.
coordinated
You
the
twinned
outfits.
out.
Yeah, what we typically understand is if we want to intimidate people, come in twinsies, like Sadie Hawkins
right.
dance, and then the outside. We sent you the text message.
Oh.
Yes, we sold you.
I didn't get the
blue.
memo.
Well, it's a great resource, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. This is an awesome conference. Speed at Scale Live. Scale at Speed Live.
Yes, doing agency programmatic M&A.
Awesome. And how do people find each of you too?
Instagram, Matt Bodnar Deals.
Digitalagencybusiness.com, and within this you can get free M&A training. I'm trying to write a book.
And you're giving away your decks too and the things that you had there?
We give away
Okay.
everything. So my
Okay.
mission is to make sellers more informed in transactions and then empower buyers to do more deals. And what I found is buyers feel empowered when they get to collaborate with sellers who know what's going on.
Yeah.
And so I had to share more and more. Like that black box of private equity and transactions is elusive, and only the gatekeepers have the knowledge. So I created a 21-day free email course that says you'll learn exactly how to do absolutely everything. You get every resource, every standard operating procedure, every spreadsheet that we give.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
And then if it's not enough, tell me, because I'm writing a book. And I
You know what
want
you
to
can
make
do?
it as much as possible.
You can take your 21-day email course, you can take the sessions that you've done, multiple here, run it through ChatGPT, and you'll have your book. And then you can put it on my ebook site, which is the #1 free ebook site with the DR75, and you'll rank on almost any keyword you want.
Well, that sounds like a compelling offer.
Yeah, and there's no strings on it. All you have to do is tell everybody about your book, which then drives traffic to my website. So the more you promote your book, the better it's actually for me, and I'm helping you rank
As long
on
as
the
it's
thing you
win-win.
want. Yeah,
The
it
same
is.
way we do deals.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we'll collaborate, not
Let's do it.
negotiate.
100%.
Awesome. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Matt. And love to hear, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. Reach out to Peter or Matt or myself if you have any questions.
Awesome.
All right. We'll see you guys in this session. Join us in Nashville.
Appreciate it.